In the last video we crashed the Illuminati party, and as you can already notice, I have no clue what the fuck is going on. Those fatzos are shooting fireballs on me and they are quite easy to kill, but for some reason I don't see progress. So that only means one thing: I'm doing something wrong. But since I am stubborn as fuck, I just kept attacking in hopes something will change. You know how long I was doing this? For about 15 minutes. And that's when I saw the spirit leaving his body, and it caught my attention that for the first time I've dealt some damage. So what did I do? I went for the same glowing guy, and it was working fine. Each time I killed him, the health was getting lower, until the second phase. First, I wasn't sure what's happening, but then I realized that the 4 deacons were healing the archdeacon, and it took too long for me to get to the archdeacon. So he fired his huge cursed ball, which killed me. After that, I knew what I had to do, so I went straight for the glowing one and extinguished the fire in his chest and replaced it with a subscription to anger management course. This was by far the easiest boss. I don't even know how it looks like for casters to fight him. Might be hard to target just the right one. I think it would have been easier with the great sword. That way you can just swing wildly and hope for the best, like a blindfolded piñata hitter at the birthday party. Next up, Firelink Shrine. I leveled up my dexterity and vigor, went back to the bonfire at Deacons. I got this fancy Pope robe, which I'm not gonna use of course, but I think it looks nice. After that, I circled around this room and I was not sure where to go next. This was a dead end, and I don't remember missing any turn before, and usually I don't ever Google anything while I play the game. I'm an old school gamer and I prefer to figure things out for myself. I feel like that's what makes the game fun. But here I thought I have to activate something or open some secret door to continue. I also got tricked by this asshole over here. After that, I went back to Great Hall where I fought the giants and tried exploring the other side, thinking it leads to next area. I went through this corridor and down the stairs to the left side. Then went up this podium over here and was wondering why it is so quiet. As soon as I swaggered into this room, the knight leapt out of me like a medieval jack-in-a-box. Thankfully my cat-like reflexes kicked in just in time to— what the fuck is that? I was not prepared to duel a knight, let alone to fend off Shelob-sized spider. I don't even have my bug spray on me, come on. As usual I ran. I wanted to take them one by one, starting with the knight first. Well, that didn't go as planned. Second try didn't go much better. I tried fighting the spider but was not even close to figuring out how to hit, let alone kill her. Needless to say, I died just scratching her a little bit with my sword. Legendary performance. After a couple of deaths, I figured out to change the tactic and found a way to cheese her. Made her come close to this doorway, and since she couldn't get out, I bombed the shit out of her. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Here's a quick tip for you. On the other side of the room up these stairs, there's a mimic chest, and when you kill it, you get a deep Braille divine tome. Of course I had no clue what is this for, but I did some research and trading it to Irina or Carla, you can get miracles like deep protection or gnaw. So if you were looking for those, there you have it. You're welcome.
There he was, ankle deep in the murky water, feeling more lost than a ship without a compass. The muffled sounds of battle echoed from afar, reminding him of the dangers lurking beyond the shadows. With each passing moment, the weight of uncertainty pressed down upon him like the thick, stagnant water around his feet. He stood still, his mind as foggy as the mist that danced upon the surface, unsure of which direction to turn.
Psych! I was just googling where to go next. I know, I said I don't Google, but fuck you. This game gives me nothing. Anyways, good old Reddit never fails, and the Nightmare 1969 had the answer for me. Straight to the Pharaoh Keep. I have to find the crabs opposite of the Crystal Sage and go down the ladder. Got it. I figured out, while I'm here, I could take some easy souls from this crab. Okay, the first try was a bit rusty. Second one should be— well, third is the charm? Nope. After a couple of tries I just gave up. Tail between my legs got to the place where I read about on Reddit. and was greeted by these two gentlemen. Surprisingly, I managed to take down both of the adversaries on my first attempt. It wasn't exactly an epic showdown worthy of bard songs, more like a tedious dance of evasion and patience. I spent what it felt like eternity dodging and weaving, avoiding their strikes like a cat avoiding a bath. Not a single attack was thrown, which made for a rather dull affair. But hey, boring or not, I emerged victorious at the end, so yay for me on these newfound skills in the art of prolonged avoidance. After some exploration, I dropped down the mentioned ladder and moved on to the next zone, Farron Keep. Since I'm already at the bonfire, might as well go back to the Firelink Shrine to level up. Although this time I decided to level up my endurance to supercharge my dodging game. I figured if I was gonna dance around like a scared chicken in a battle, I might as well do it with style and stamina. Extinguish the flames, they said. How hard can that be? Well, turns out harder than it looks. I stood there, giving the inferno my best glare, hoping that it would cower in fear and fizzle out, but alas, the flames aren't impressed by these stares. I attempted to obliterate everything on this puny island, hoping for some dramatic effect. But alas, my efforts were proving as futile as trying to empty the ocean with a teacup. I decided to move on, and thought to myself, maybe this wasn't the fire I am supposed to extinguish. As I decided to move on, trekking through the annoying marshes, I suddenly found myself under the attack by none other than Mr. Froggy, leaping out of nowhere and farting all over. As if one wasn't enough, the second one joined the party. I think I didn't realize it at that moment, but standing close to those clouds gets you cursed, and that's pretty much game over. And let me tell you, if there is one thing that grinds my gears in gaming, it's being forced to trudge along at the snail pace. Like seriously, what the fuck? Is it to just artificially pad out the gameplay? To make it feel like I'm slogging through the mud in game and in real life? Come on, game designers, we have better things to do than to endure this tedious, torturous, slow walk nonsense. I've already invested enough time in this virtual odyssey, so let's keep the momentum going. As if the sluggish pace wasn't infuriating enough, I'm being poisoned every step. What the fuck? How on earth am I supposed to make any progress when every inch I move feels like one step closer to my demise? It's like game developers decided to throw in a little bit of sadism just for fun. So now, not only I am condemned to shuffle along at a glacial pace, but I also have to contend with the slow, antagonizing death. Fantastic. We have a winner for the worst zone in the game. And here we go again with the infernal flames. Where the fuck are they hiding this time? I'm scouring every nook and cranny, turning every rock, and still nada. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is on fire, and I'm the one getting burned, metaphorically. Oh, wait. There it is. Oh man, I was pissed looking for this flame. At first, I thought it was the ones that can be found on the floor, and I had to guess which one was it. But it was actually this small bowl, and when you interact with it, it extinguishes the large fire on the huge tower above. Roger that. Now I know what I have to do. As you extinguish the flame, it brings you one step to opening this door. So 2 more flames to go. Oh, finally a glimmer of progress. After what felt like an eternity of wandering through the marsh, I stumbled upon the next flame nested near the entrance. And to my astonishment, there was just one lone enemy guarding it. Talk about welcome change of pace. So I squared my shoulders, crackled my knuckles, and prepared to dispatch this solitary foe with the finesse of a seasoned warrior. After all, every victory, no matter how small, was a step closer to extinguishing those cursed flames and getting the fuck out of here as soon as possible. With determination coursing through my veins, I crossed the bridge to the left side of the flame, bracing myself for whatever obstacles lay ahead. And sure enough, 3 menacing scarecrows lunged at me. But I was ready. With swords in each hand and adrenaline pumping, I engaged in a brief but intense skirmish. dispatching the straw-filled fiends with his swift and decisive blows. And lo and behold, my efforts were rewarded as I reached the next bonfire. Its welcoming glow, a beacon of hope in the darkness. Onward, brave adventurer, onward. As I continued exploring this dark, muddy, annoying, slow-paced zone, I stumbled upon this overgrown tree-hugging goat fucker. Here is everything I hate about this enemy. First off, he hits like a fucking truck. Secondly, he's fast and you're slow as fuck. Due to the stupid level design where you have to walk through the majority of this fucking marsh. Third, as if he's not overpowering you already, he even has a ranged attack, throwing these fucking skulls at you, and you can imagine I didn't have much fun here. After a while, I returned back and found this ladder, decided to climb up as I cool myself down from all the frustrations that piled up. From this vantage point, high above the marshlands, I could finally catch my breath and gather my thoughts. Sometimes, all it takes is a change in perspective to find solace amidst the storm. I found a bonfire, and that's always a good sign, but most importantly, I found this wolf, which I thought was going to be my next enemy, but as it turns out, it's just another Covenant leader for Wolves of Farron Covenant. I kept going, climbed up this elevator, and sure enough found another formidable foe to fight with. As soon as I saw how slow his attacks are, I figured out it won't be much of a hassle. Apart from his normal attacks, main thing you have to be careful is his AoE slam, which you have to roll away from. As you do it, return for a couple of attacks. Rinse and repeat. If you manage to defeat him, you get 5,500 souls and a soul of a stray demon, which you can trade for Havel's ring. It increases the equip load by 50%. Or you can trade it for 20k souls, which I did. At the time, I didn't know that I could trade souls for items. And of course, after that, I leveled up my dexterity, vigor, and endurance. Gotta spend those souls before I lose them to some random enemy. Victory at last. Summoning every ounce of courage and cunning within me, I devised a plan to outsmart the towering, tree-hugging menace. With the skill of a seasoned rogue, I crept past him, moving with the stealth of a whisper in the wind, careful not to rouse his attention. Every step was a delicate dance, tiptoeing through the shadows, heart pounding with anticipation of discovery. But fortune favored the bold, and I reached the next bonfire unscattered. With a triumphant grin, I extinguished the flame and unlocked the door to the next area. My path forward was clear at last. It was a testament to the resourcefulness of a true warrior, proving that sometimes discretion truly is a better part of valor. Onward to new adventures, armed with wit and determination.
As he stood before the dreaded Abyss Watchers, a chill ran down his spine. Tales of their ferocity and cunning echoed in his mind, whispered warnings from seasoned Dark Souls 3 players who had met their match. And what did that mean for someone like him? It meant he was in for a world of hurt, destined to be ensnared in their relentless onslaught for days on end. But as he squared his shoulders and prepared to face the inevitable trial ahead, a spark of determination ignited within him. Yes, the Abyss Watchers may be formidable foes, but he refused to be intimidated. With each defeat, he would learn, adapt, and grow stronger. This was not just a battle of strength, but a test of willpower and perseverance. So he took a deep breath, steeled his resolve, and stepped forward to meet his fate. Whatever trials awaited him in the hallowed arena of the Abyss Watchers, he would face them head-on, undaunted and unyielding. For in the world of Dark Souls, victory was not measured by the ease of the journey, but by the strength of the soul that endured it.
Well, that's at least what I've led myself to believe. I was surprised I got him this low for the first try. I thought this might not be as hard as I thought it would be. So I rushed in to try for the second time, and surprisingly I managed to defeat him. I laughed from excitement. I was so happy and thought that I had gotten so skillful. that I defeated one of the hardest bosses in the game with such ease that I didn't realize that there was a cutscene. And it didn't look good. He was getting up. This was just the first phase. The second phase is a shit show. He has a flaming sword, much more range, and double the aggressive as the first phase. And the cherry on top of the fucking cake, I didn't even know that I can parry this shit. Hell, I didn't even use the shield up until this point at all. Didn't even know how to parry. So I took the hardest fucking road I could. No riposte, no backstab, tickling my way through his health bar. Most of the time I was just rolling around, dodging his attacks for minutes without even seeing an opportunity to land a decent hit on him. I've been stuck on this boss for days, and there are some honorable mentions like this one, where I was seconds away from pulling my hair out and having a stroke. I literally just had to run away, heal myself because I had more than enough Estus flasks, but no, I am too pro for that. I got up, drank some water, and tried to regain my ability to speak. Took a few deep breaths. And that is of course after I threw a tantrum worse than a toddler in a toy store after parents told him no. And for the second time I got him quite low. This was a sign that soon he will fall. This was the moment when I'm going to triumph over him. And this is the sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises, and yes! I finally did it. Oh, how thrilling this journey was. I cannot describe it to you. I think only those who played the game would understand how good this feels. I wish I could tell you the tactics for this boss, but I only learned it after I finished fighting him, and much later when I learned how to use shield properly. The most important thing is to realize that he's an aggressive boss and you have to dodge a lot. And mind not to overextend yourself with stamina. Rather put one attack less than not to have enough stamina to dodge. There's this kinda like charged attack. You can dodge it to the side opposite of his sword swings, which puts you behind him, and you can backstab him. And also the attack where he does a couple of swings, then slams his sword from above to the ground. That last attack you can dodge towards him and will put you in a good backstab position, or you can just get a couple of good hits on him. Apart from that, I can just say that even with all the frustrations, the boss is so far the best battle in game. From music, difficulty, straight up 10. Thank you for watching and thanks for all the comments on the last video, this means a lot to me. Be sure to tune in next week for even more thrilling adventures. If you enjoyed the ride or found any nuggets of wisdom in this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and smash that notification bell to stay updated on the latest gameplay, reviews and gaming news. Until the next time, may your gaming sessions be epic and your victories plentiful.